All right, we're at 7:55 here. How's it going, everyone? Just gonna adjust my window sizing here. So let me get my audio in appropriately. My old IEMs, in case any of you have seen it. I used to be a musician back in the day, and now I develop games. One of them being Greyblock. I am the sole developer of the game Greyblock. We're at 7:55 here. Got a little feedback. So, sole developer of the game Greyblock. Here's my first time streaming, so please just stay with me. If you notice any hiccups, I'm new to the process. I'm new to everything. I've never done a stream before. I only write software and apparently video games in my spare time. So just to give you a little introduction, Greyblock. It's a game I've been working on for the last 5 years. I've done everything by myself. I've done the programming, the level design. I just want to make sure that I'm actually recording all this. So the programming, the level design, the gameplay design. I wrote the script, all the story, and despite all of that, I really couldn't have done and made Greyblock what it is without some help from friends. In particular, friends that helped out with the sound design. They've delivered some absolutely incredible voice acting performances. And as you'll notice, if you've seen some of the videos, the ones that have gotten the most engagement on social media have been, the ones where the voice acting is called out. In particular, Kelly Estes, my friend David Giswaldi, who does the voice of Theo, Tim Lovejoy, who has done all of the sound for us and recorded all that sound, as well as my brother-in-law Jake Anderson, my sister Anita Anderson, and there are plenty others to come along. You might even hear my voice in this game as well. It's really just been kind of a group effort and just trying to pull it all together. Despite everything that you try to do on your own, you literally can't help but stop. You literally just can't help but stop and utilize your friends here and who are there to help you out. So just another idea on Greyblock here. With the exception of most of the architecture, every visual asset was acquired from the Unreal Engine marketplace or was utilized from a tool on the internet. I'm a programmer. I'm not a digital artist, and I kind of knew early on in this process that to achieve the visual quality that I wanted with Greyblock, I was just gonna have to utilize assets that were already available. I had to lean on my strength here, which was programming, and it wasn't really that much of a strength, but it got a lot better as I did Greyblock. So I guess another note for the indie devs out there: it's built in Unreal Engine 4. It's built using C++ with Blueprint templating. Not sure that many of the people who aren't game devs really know or care about that, but it's worth sharing there. And then, I used a lot of tools that were open source available on the internet. So Blender, GIMP is another, is sort of an alternative to Photoshop. If you haven't used that before, it's really great. And then, some of the others like Fuse and Mixamo. And to do the facial animation, I used iClone. I was able to purchase a license of iClone and do some of the facial animation. So let's just get into it. What is Greyblock? And I promise this will be short. We'll get into the playthrough because I know you're probably excited to see it and you want to see me stop talking. So what is Greyblock? It's a third-person shooter with a blend of action and puzzle solving elements here. It's very story heavy. So the player is going to want to pay particular attention to what's going on in the story in order to get the most out of their play experience. It's very deliberately paced. It's cinematically focused. So if you like games like Deus Ex and Metal Gear Solid, The Last of Us, you'll probably find something that you like in Greyblock. There'll be some stuff for you to enjoy. It won't. I promise you, as hard as I have tried, it probably won't be to the same quality as those games are. But you might get something you like out of it, and hopefully we'll continue be able to do this going forward and make another game, and the quality will obviously improve. So I say that with the caveat that you might, if you're not a fan of those games, if you like the sorts of high action, fast paced, combat centric games, you might not get the most enjoyable experience out of Greyblock. And I just want to be transparent with you as a developer, because I don't want people to spend money on Greyblock, get into it and be like, this wasn't anything that I really wanted to play. So just sort of an upfront disclaimer, I really want people to enjoy it when they do jump in and appreciate it for what it is. The reason I didn't make that game, or that type of game, a fast action type of game, is I love to play them, but they're really difficult to make, and they tend to be made by developers of really large teams. So, and I think I kind of gravitate more towards the story focused, high immersion games like Mass Effect, the Naughty Dog series, Deus Ex, and anything pretty much Kojima. So, it's just stuff that I really like to do. I like to tell stories through, and I think of video games as a great way to utilize sort of an interactive, or tell an interactive story, right? Like you can actually take part in the story that's being told, rather than a movie where you're just kind of a passive bystander. So without further ado, let's jump into the game. And I'm pretty nervous. I'm hoping that everything works out. But what I'm going to do here is we're going to show the opening scene. I'm going to kind of shut up and let you listen to what's going on here in the opening.
Theo, it is my duty as a psychiatric professional and your doctor to have these conversations with you on a weekly basis. I also have to log them. These logs go to the lawyers go to the court decides your...
And what about them? What are they doing? Taking lunch orders?
Yours is a unique case, Theo. They're here to observe.
They could observe the cafeteria meatloaf.
They could, but that wouldn't be productive. Let's stay on topic, Theo.
You need to fire Gina. She's going to kill somebody.
Gina? The lunch lady? She's been here for 12 years. You think she's going to kill a patient?
Yes, with her meatloaf.
The episodes, have you had any?
Nope.
How long has it been since the last? 2 weeks? 3 weeks?
Never.
Never? What about the girl, Theo? The incident? That's why we're here, isn't it? That's why you're in here.
I'm in here because of my father. The guy who's funding all of your research, the one who has an entire wing named after him?
In addition to the private capital provided by Cobalt, there are many other donors to this institution, Theo. Some have made significant contributions to our research, and yet their children are not.
You research humans.
We research abnormalities in human behavior. Theo.
What?
The girl.
What about her?
I want to talk about what happened with the girl.
It doesn't even matter what I say because I've already told you time after time after time. The girl was a setup.
A setup? Who wanted to set you up?
Are you even listening? What have we been talking about? My father. Before he hatched the plan that landed me here, he hired a hitman to make me disappear.
Okay.
But his plan backfired when the hit woman he hired found him to be the slimy, philandering snake he is. She took the job because she figured he would hire somebody else with less intuition than her if she rejected it. Thankfully, she decided to learn my father's motives and confirmed that he was just a narcissistic asshole trying to rid himself of his only failure in life.
His only failure?
Being a father.
So, then what happened?
She made contact with me.
That doesn't sound like standard protocol for an assassin.
Yeah, I'm aware. She told me who she was, and had all the proof of the interaction with my father, and then she helped me escape. She put me up in a hotel, and she said she'd keep her ear to the ground, and help me form a new identity when it was safe.
Theo, these are extraordinary accusations, and...
Again, I'm well aware, and I have no proof of any of it, because I destroyed everything trying to get away.
The assassin's name, what was it?
Nikki.
Theo, I think this was more productive than our last conversation. Let's build on this for next week, okay?
Right. Well, I'd hate to see what unproductive is. So what's his price? What's the cost to get an innocent person diagnosed as crazy these days?
Crazy is not a term of record, Theo.
You understand that I'm not safe in here? Not even tied to a bed in this space lab.
So clearly
Along
some
the East
stuff.
Coast, Americans are preparing for what appears to be a winter storm of epic proportions. The blizzard, expected to approach the U.S. metro area tonight, will drop up to 16 inches.
It's my younger
of snow in
sister.
surrounding
She's
areas.
actually a newscaster. Got to use them where you can. So clearly you're picking up on something here where Theo has been wrongly committed.
Along the East Coast,
And
Americans
here
are
we get a little bit of a
preparing
bug.
for what appears to be
That's
a
wonderful.
winter
So
storm of epic proportions.
the video game developer life is always fun. And what's going to happen here is we're going to get dropped right into the game because the third video skipped. Of course it would. Murphy's Law, man. So you're going to miss some important context. No kidding. So you're gonna miss some important context. I don't want to jump back out and make you watch the video again. But the good thing is, if you play the demo, there's a good chance that you will catch that. I've had it play through a few times, so that's pretty unfortunate. But we're gonna get through the loading screen here, where Nikki kind of comes down into Theo's room. She breaks in.
Right, Theo. You know this place
And so
better than me.
she's gonna help you get out.
That was
And
your
so
plan? Attack the freaking guard and walk out the
we'll
front
kind of
door?
go through here.
Do you like it here that much? Because I'll gladly strap you back to that bed.
Fine. Shit, fine. Let's go.
So we're dumped out here. Nikki's behind you, and we got to find a way out. Our objective is to get out so we can come over here and we can just sort of like pick up this little element. And we'll look into our inventory, and here we go. We set the stage for Greyblock in the world that it lives in. So we're in a new parallel universe where we're funding it in modern times, or in our universe, had dried up for mental health care. Venture capitalists stepped in the world of Greyblock and really provided a boost to it. So there were some positives at first, and there were some negatives to follow. And we sort of live in the world. It's this sort of this post great times, the post boon for this development. And so you'll find out a little bit more going forward. And there's a little game hint there about how to pull it off. So looks like we're supposed to go this way.
100 feet and we're already trapped.
We just need to get by that camera. Maybe we can deactivate it.
Okay, why don't you shoot it or something?
1, I don't have a gun. And 2, that wouldn't be very fucking subtle, would it, Theo?
You didn't bring a...
Above the camera, that pipe joint is leaking. If we follow the pipe, we might be able to increase the water pressure.
And disable the camera.
Come on.
So hopefully it's not too bad of an echo there. I have stuff playing through my headphones. So let's see. We've given instructions to follow this pipe. We're going to kind of look, and you'll see in Greyblock a lot of the the clues here aren't really
Theo,
called out
camera.
through visual indicators. You really got to pay attention to what's being said and what is in the documents. So we'll go through here. It looks like this pipe goes into this closet, and we need a key card to open it. So let's go find a key card. And it looks like this guard, which you will see if you watch the video, dropped his little key card there, and we're going to kind of wait for this camera so we don't enter its field of view to scan around. He can't see us. Like there's a little bit of identity software built in on that thing. When you get too close, they can pick you up.
Is that a valve?
And Nikki
in
continues
here?
with the sass.
I mean, who would have thought?
Right.
Do you need help with it, or?
I think I can handle it. Thanks.
No, you're threatened. That's cute.
Please don't stop. You're doing great.
I'll be here all night.
So it looks like we've got we've turned the valve there, and we've cleared our first obstacle. And we can kind of run a little bit here, but we got to be careful because if we use our little listening mode here, there are a few guards that show up. This sort of mode, this little feature is something that pops up in a lot of these stealth games. If you play The Last of Us, you've seen that before. So what we're going to do is we're going to open this door. We're going to hit another cutscene.
Shit. Nurse at the desk. She knows me. Shit.
Shh. Shut up for 1 second.
I have to go back. I can't.
Theo, be fucking quiet so I can think.
I'm gonna get caught.
Hurry, get in this closet. Just need to pick the lock.
So this is the first puzzle action part that should be pretty familiar to you. If you played games like Skyrim, Fallout, the Bethesda series, you got to pick a lock, right? It's different from those games in that we find our position in 2 dimensions. We can go sort of in and out and up and down, and we're just going to try to find that position right, boom, there. And in the future, we'll add a mechanic. Where the
this is too much.
There's
This is
some
way too much.
sort
I'd
of
rather be strapped to a
offset
bed.
to that.
Are you done?
Am I done? Am I done? If I get caught, do you know what will happen to me? They'll lobotomize me. How are you so calm about this right now?
Lobotomies are illegal, and I know what your father was going to pay me to do to you.
This place doesn't care what's illegal, and you don't even carry a gun.
I don't need a gun. Now, let's use that breaker box to kill the power and get the fuck out of this place, okay?
Important note that 2 of the members of this team are in the chat right there. Tim Lovejoy, who did the sound, and Theo himself is on the broadcast. So say hello to Theo. Theo, say hello to everyone. So okay, Nikki has given you pretty stern instructions here to turn off the power in the building. And so if let me just go back here. So if we were to open this fuse box and we were to do it, another puzzle within Greyblock, right? And you kind of select these items here, but we don't really know what to do. Now, granted, in the full release, there are going to be some negative repercussions to getting this wrong. Right now, you can kind of try it as much as possible. I shouldn't tell you that, but that's the truth. So what we're going to do here is we're going to exit this and see if the sounds just pop in, and it's great when your game surprises you. So we're going to open that document. There's a main fuse box note, and it is going to tell us exactly what we should, maybe not exactly, but it's going to give us some clues as to what we should do. So Lyle, the janitor here, is pretty pissed off about what's going on with the construction. He says that they're messing with the building's power, and what he tried to do was turn the center knob to 9 o'clock before pressing the pause for a routine check, like it says in the manual, and he almost shut down power of the entire hospital. So Lyle, thank you. We are going to do that for real, and we're going to see if you're right. Looks like it was. We got a little pop-up here, a little bit of on-screen feedback to tell you what to do. Make sure you're sneaking using the space bar. Make sure you're listening using the left shift, and let's get Theo the hell out of this mess. Lights out.
Jim, did you run the toaster and the microwave at the same time again?
No, Susan. I think it was a storm.
So
Can you come take a look at this? The backups haven't kicked the computer back on.
Well, that'd be strange.
So we're going to listen, and then it looks like this guard is going to go over there. He's going to head up behind that nurse, and we've got a little bit of an opportunity to shoot out here. Looks like they haven't seen us. They're still there. We're going to try to get to the stairs.
The cameras are still on.
And
we need to get to those stairs.
That's a problem,
We cut through this
right?
room.
Not without the right key card.
Look, that guard dropped his card in the kitchen.
Of course he did.
If we
All
time
right.
it right, we can sneak past the vending machine when the light flickers off.
So Nikki's giving you some
Nurse won't see
clues.
us if we don't.
Whoa! And he saw me. I'm about to get hosed. Let's see. Let's see if he comes for me. It looks like he's trying to find his way around. We're gonna do this. Hear that fridge hum? Peace out. You can't see me. You can't see me.
Theo, that laptop
can't
still has
see me.
power, and it probably isn't connected to the network security layer.
Funny
Network
how the game will
secured.
surprise you.
What?
We can access the files in it
All right.
without being detected by the network. Let's see what these fuckers are hiding.
The next biggest piece here in Greyblock is the terminal hacking system. So it's not enough to get Theo out. You have to find evidence of the conspiracy that landed him there. So what we're going to do is we've got this this little program that Nikki carries around. It's called Termite, and it allows you to sort of break through some of these computer operating systems. And what it's going to do, what we're going to do here is we're going to look for some documents and some evidence and see if there's some shady stuff happening at Green Valley to support what Theo is claiming. Looks like up here we get an external email from Linda to her husband Bob here. If you can pick up a gallon of milk, that's not important. And then here's a big one. So something from the system administrator to Bob telling him that he set his encryption password to change M3, and don't forget to change it when you log in next. Well, probably not what happened. We'll see if that's the case. We'll put that to the case. Now, if we go down here, here's a file that's still encrypted, and we have to enter an encryption password or a decryption password, and it's presumably Bob's decryption password. So what we're going to do is, if we go back to this gives us a little bit of a clue. It looks like we can try change M3 and see if that works. So we're going to try to read this file using the enter key. We're going to type in change M3 as the password, and we're going to press enter, and look at that. Decrypted, we can read the file, and there's some pretty important stuff in here. It looks like that the drug that they have Theo on, RX-116, is showing some pretty serious side effects. One of this patient's toenails are rotting off, and he's also experiencing some withdrawal symptoms when they try to rectify that. So important point here, that reading it isn't enough. You actually have to, Theo needs this evidence. He needs to capture it. And the way we do that is by transmitting it. So if there is an important document, you're going to open it, you're going to press Control T, and that's going to transmit it, and it's going to put it in your inventory. There's a little bit of a reason for that, because if we open the next one here, we use the same decryption password. It's still Bob's temporary password. We'll open this. This is also decrypted, but it's just Bob kind of chatting with his buddy about the college basketball game, and I don't think that Theo really needs that. So we're just going to leave that. We're going to type Control Q, and we're going to exit out. Another interesting point, little thing here, is that for the advanced player, right, somebody who wants a little bit more on their next playthrough, that was just the visual interface. Greyblock also uses, if you do Control E, you can play the same exact game, but we use the command line interface, the terminal interface, where you can actually type your commands in like you're a Linux user, right? So there's a whole sort of set of commands here on the right side of the screen where we can go into a directory like mail, and we can read some of these files, right? So we're going to read that same file that showed that Bob's decryption password was, and then if we wanted to do the decryption, we would kind of go into the archive directory, which is where that was, where those emails were, and we do the same thing, but we would use the decrypt command to do the decryption, and then we would use the transmit command with the file name to transmit the file. So that's a cool little wrinkle. If you play Greyblock and you beat it and you want a little bit of an extra challenge, I suggest doing the command line interface minigame as well. So we got a little window here, and it looks like that camera just missed us.
Move it. Hurry.
And we're gonna bolt downstairs. We're gonna get the hell out. And Theo's gonna kind of run down here. We're getting down 5. We're down to 4, and we got a little cutscene.
Wait. Yeah, me and Saul are heading up the stairwell to 6 to see what's going on. We're spread thin today because of the storm, so we're sending guards to all the stairwells. Floor patrols will be a little light.
Hey Chris, how long does it take? It should be at least the demo version.
I gotta pick this lock.
It should be. The demo might take you an hour, a little bit over an hour. I think the full game will be around 3 to 4 hours. But thanks for being hyped. So we just we blew through that lockpicking puzzle where there's that guard who's behind us, and now Theo and Nikki are hiding in the closet. They're waiting for to see if a guard is going to come, and they're going to try to wait it out. But it looks like no one's coming. It looks like we're going to get the all clear here, and we're back in action. So we have control of Theo one more time. It looks like we have a flashlight here.
Secure weapon storage. Filing cabinet and door to the room left open.
Whoever was in here was reckless.
That flashlight will come in handy. I bet even you could knock somebody out with that thing if you snuck up on them.
What do you mean, even me?
Nikki is...
Nothing.
She loves to antagonize Theo. Great job by Kelly. You know, she really had to stretch to get into that role. So great thing about the flashlight here is you can use it to lighten darkened areas. This is going to be a key component of getting through the next few levels, and then you can also use it as a melee weapon. Key thing there though, if you use it as a melee weapon and you are successful using it as a melee weapon when you sneak up on someone, it will break. So just be careful, just make sure you know what you're doing. Now this is an important part, so the picking up the documents here. So we're going to pick up this document, Taser Incident Report. We're going to read this from Security Captain Jim Leahy. Points if you know where that's from. Little Easter egg. But what they're going over here is there's this Taser Incident Report. But this is part of one of the things with Greyblock where you kind of have to pay attention, because what it's telling you is that there is a taser in play. You know that there's a taser in the game at this point, and they quite literally tell you exactly where it is. It's in the inventory security closet. It's somewhere down here. Weapon has been confiscated and placed in the security inventory closet. So you know that there's a taser there. You got to find that closet, and you'll get a taser. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get out of here. We've got our handy dandy flashlight. Obviously, don't want to go this way because there's a camera there. We're gonna head down the hall, and so we're gonna run down this hallway.
Whoa!
Get one more cutscene.
What is that?
The Church Institute for Psychological Research, or as it's known around here, Greyblock.
That's the wing your father donated?
It is.
Holy crap.
Gives you a little bit of the sort of the scale of Theo's father here, and the influence that he has, that he was able to donate such a massive wing. So he's got quite a few resources at his disposal. Church wing is quite large. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna head down this hallway. We've got the flashlight, and we're gonna keep walking. It looks like there's a door there. Always good to kind of listen, stop and listen, see if there's a guard or a nurse coming, because you will get nabbed. It's happened to me, and it scared the crap out of me before. So
I know the light is bothering you, Ralph, but you need to calm down until they get here.
So it sounds like there's a patient there, and she gave us a clue, and it looks like these guards are coming. And so what we're gonna do is they're gonna go into this room. We're gonna bail out right here, and we're just gonna wait them out.
Where are those two?
So let's just see. We'll hang over here. We're waiting. We're waiting. And it looks like the security guard.
My head hurts.
All right.
Bleed.
We're gonna head out behind him.
No, we aren't taking him there. He has migraines and there's a freaking strobe light outside his room.
And there's another piece of evidence here. And not evidence, but there are documents. Yeah,
Only
there you
heard
go.
rumors.
Like
Remember what you said it wasn't legal anymore?
what?
So quite an interesting piece of conversation that happened there. Nikki overheard them talking about something called the room. So we'll have to hear more about that. Now, this is an important piece here. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pause it when Nikki gives you the cue.
Theo, somebody's coming on the left.
Pause. Okay. So this is a point where people get tripped up, and I want you to be aware of what's going on. There's somebody coming here on the left. Nikki lets you know that there's somebody coming on the left. And there's a lightened hallway. What you can do is you can take